guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and this behind me is a fully built, brand new 2024 4xe Rubicon that we are giving away to one of you. Now, just like our last giveaway, all you have to do to win this Jeep is go to ExtremeTerrain.com, and for every dollar that you spend on the site, that is going to equal one entry to win. So start getting those entries in because we will be announcing this winner for the giveaway on Black Friday. Now, we tore this Jeep down to basically nothing and rebuilt it from the ground up to be a self-sufficient, fully capable, and most importantly, fun overland vehicle for whatever camping trip or tailgating event that you'll go on. Now, this Jeep has some big names in the build and has a bunch of incredible mods, so whoever is winning this is definitely going to be happy about it. Also, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, be sure to do that so you can stay up to date on all the fun stuff that we have planned for this and, of course, all of our other fun builds. I'm super excited about this, and you should be too with the opportunity to win it. So let me show you around so you can see what we did. Now, to start off with the front, we added the Barricade Trail Runner front bumper with the LED fog lights that has this hybrid look. Now, I think this adds a lot of character compared to the typical boxy front bumper, while also still being fully capable for off-road scenarios, especially with the high ends and more compact build. Now, you can see that we also added recovery to it with the Rough Country Pro Series 12,000-pound winch with the synthetic rope, and we also added the Rough Country aluminum winch shackle right on the front. Now, we want to make sure that if you do get into a situation out on the trail, alone or not, that you can get yourself out and do it very easily thanks to the winch's build. Now, the easy-to-handle synthetic rope, the strong gearing of the winch, and the 12,000-pound pulling capacity will make recovery a piece of cake, especially with all the gear that we have up top. Now, you can also see that we have a ton of lighting in the front. Oracle and Baja Designs really hooked us up big time with some awesome headlights and some auxiliary lighting. Now, starting off with the headlights, these are the Oracle Oculus Switchback bi-LED projector headlights with the black housing and the clear lens. Now, the black housing contrasts the build big time with the other dark components, accentuating that style. The projector LED in the center is going to throw a ton of light that's clear and consistent for everyday driving, but is twice as helpful off-road. The fog lights were also upgraded when we swapped out the front bumper and are going to consist of a super bright LED cube light, so driving at night with this thing is going to be very easy when it comes to visibility, no matter where you are. Now, the aux lighting is specifically for that off-road use, though, in any condition. Now, we mounted up the Baja Design Squadron Pro Amber LED lights and the Baja Design 30-inch S8 LED light bar to the hood and the cowls. I personally love the amber and white combo that these Baja lights have, and they're not only good looking with the subtle and more toned down setup compared to a big light bar, but they're super practical for bad weather, off-road dust, and foggy back roads, so no matter where you are, you're gonna be covered by this light setup. Now, one part that you may be curious about is one of the mods that Rugged Ridge contributed to this build, which is the Amphib Low Mount Snorkel. Now, while this is an electric Jeep, it's still a Jeep, and it's capable of fording up to 30 inches of water. Now, are we going to do that? Probably not, but we do want to stay protected off-road. Now, this will move the intake higher up and out of the engine bay, so it's out of water's way, and the low mount keeps the appearance very subtle and also just matches the rest of the black accents. Now, one of the biggest changes that we made on our 4xe was the suspension. Now, JKS Manufacturing hooked us up big time here with the 2-inch J-Venture suspension lift kit with Fox 2.5 series shocks, along with some other suspension goodies like an adjustable rear track bar, adjustable front lower control arms, and a steering stabilizer. Now, these Elite shocks here are no joke when it comes to performance, with a huge body, an external reservoir for incredible valving. They have a dual adjustable design as well, so no matter where you're living or how you're feeling that day, you can tailor your suspensions ride to that. Now, to match, we also popped in a matching Fox Race Series 2.0 ATS through shaft steering stabilizer, which itself offers very responsive control. And I also want to note that this lift height being at 2 inches offers this build a perfect balance of ground clearance and keeping a low center of gravity, which is very important for everything up top. Now, speaking of a good balance, these are the Fuel Rebel wheels in matte black in a 17x9 with a 1mm offset. These really add to the aesthetic here, contrasting that bright blue paint and fitting incredibly well with the rest of the black on the build. Now, the offset, you can see, also offers a good stance that's going to be functional with a wider footprint than stock. Now, Mickey Thompson also hooked us up here with 35-inch Baja Boss AT tires, which are going to be great for this whole hybrid theme that we have. These will perform very well off-road, as we've seen in the past, while also giving you all of the road tire characteristics that anyone would want for comfort. And I specifically wanted that middle ground for this Jeep because of the ability to use this setup anywhere, dirt or pavement. Now, 35s also fill out this wheel well very nicely, especially with these Barricade tubular fenders and the Barricade aluminum inner fender liners. Now, the tubular armor matches with the rest of the armor and adds that durability needed when you're off-road. They've also got some matching LED DRLs and turn signals that complement the rest of the LED lighting on the front. Now, while we're on the topic of lighting, we also popped in some more right in the inner fender liner here with the Baja Rock lights, which are incredibly bright and are going to make a big difference when you're camping or just simply in the woods at night. Now, the rear of the Jeep is going to be just as bright as the front, with the rear bumper lighting to match the front bumper and more lighting with these Oracle flush mount LED taillights. Now, these are a super popular taillight, and I think they add a really unique appearance to the Jeep, which is a part of the goal here. Now, they also are super bright, specifically the reverse lights, and I actually mistook them for the lower lighting at first glance. So, moral of the story is that if you're in the woods, there's going to be no shortage of visibility all the way around this Jeep. Now, you can also see that we matched the rear bumper with the front bumper with the Barricade Trail Runner rear bumper with LED trail lights that has that hybrid tubular styling and some recovery points on the back. Now, something new that we actually ran into is that for the 4xe, this has a pedestrian alert system for the quiet hybrid mode, and it's inside the tire carrier. Now, we wanted to keep that feature, so we had to think tactfully about the spare tire solution, and the best route that we found is a tire carrier reinforcement to beef up those hinges and space the tire correctly. Now, this MP Concepts tailgate reinforcement and oversized spare tire carrier mounting bracket kit fit the build with the subtle but armored appearance, and it does exactly what we wanted it to do. Now, underneath, we also cleaned up the look of the exhaust with the MagnaFlow Street Series Axleback exhaust system with the black tips. Now, the Axleback gives the 2-liter a little bit of character while not being over the top at all with volume or interior drone. Now, I would say for the 2-liter, it sits at about a 2 out of 5 on the loudness meter, which is pretty good. The black dual exit adds a sleeker appearance compared to the factory one, and I think it matches perfectly with the rest of the black accents on the Jeep. Now, we also have a pretty awesome setup in the back of this cargo area here to make any tailgate or camping trip fantastic, and I'm going to save the best for last, so make sure you stick around to see the fun stuff. Wrapping us up on the side over here are the AMP Research Power Step running boards. Now, we figured this is an electric Jeep. Why not have electric steps? And these are going to fit perfectly with this build for a couple different reasons. Now, one, they give you that added accessibility, especially with the lift, and for little ones if you have them. These also tuck up whenever you don't need them, which gives these a sharp look and a good look to the side of the Jeep. Now, you can also easily unplug these if you're off-road and in an off-camber situation to avoid them popping out, but these are going to offer good protection and coverage if you do come down on an obstacle. Overlanding is all about being prepared, so we wanted to make sure that we take care of that with the help of our friends from Rhino-Rack with our roof rack up top. Now, this is the 72-inch by 54-inch Rhino-Rack Pioneer platform rack with RLT 600 legs, and it has a lot of details in the design that really take this setup to the next level. Now, it has a ton of strength because of the backbone system on the inside of the top here. That's for reinforcement, so if you need to carry a bunch of stuff without worrying about it, you totally can. Now, it's also got some security with locks and keys because we won't be off-road all the time and we won't want your stuff to get taken. Now, it's also just super easy to use, so whoever wins this can use the gear that's up there because they aren't just mounted up for show. Speaking of the gear on top, you can't go wrong with recovery equipment. MaxTrax donated some boards to to the build that we have mounted up, and we also added a Red Rock Recovery farm jack. You also need a spot to hang out when you're not in the Jeep, and Overland Vehicle Systems hooked us up with an awning that tucks up super clean to the side and can pull out for cover from the sun or whatever weather, specifically to set up the camp table and the chairs that are included in this build from TJM. Now this will make your trail breaks or camping much more comfortable. On the other side, we have a water tank, a 7-gallon Yakima Road shower to be specific. Now this just adds to the preparedness of the build. Now it's going to be super helpful for whatever situation that you need water for, whether it's hosing off dirty dishes from the camp kitchen, hosing off your shoes, or even showering after a day at the beach. Now to dry things off is a different story, which we also have a solution for, so let's go. Now another useful tool that you will most certainly need and will make your life a whole lot easier on the trail or even when you have to do a little bit of basic maintenance is this compressor contributed to the build from ARB. Now I mentioned drying, which if you have the attachment for it, the pressurized air from this air compressor can be super useful to you, but it's going to be very convenient and give you some peace of mind that you can air down your tires with the ability to air them back up and get back on the street no matter where you are with your Jeep. Now it's also tucked underneath the seat here. It's kind of hard to see, but that's kind of the point to keep it out of the way. Now ARB also threw in their hose here and the tire inflation and easy deflator kit, both with easy to read gauges and super user-friendly systems to work with. Now, like I said, I was saving the best part of this build for last. Now, while a lot of cool stuff on the Jeep is used for when you're driving and for stressful recovery situations, we also wanted to add a fun space for when you're not driving and want to relax, because when you're camping and not in the driver's seat, you're going to be spending most of your time out back, whether it's at your Jeep or somebody else's setup. Now with this setup, everybody's gonna be hanging out at your Jeep, and this is just one of the big things that makes this build stand out. So let's go through it. Starting off with our kitchen area, we have a Blizzard Box portable electric cooler from the crew at Type S. Now, as far as a cooler goes, this is awesome with a built-in CCOP processor, which cools everything down super fast, and the foam on the inside is going to keep everything very cold and very insulated. Now, it's also got a neat light on the inside, which will be very helpful when you're grabbing a drink or whatever else at night. Now, that is sitting on the MORryde Trail Kitchen with the 2-burner stove tray with an included GSI outdoor camping stove. Now this really makes the kitchen area, considering that we can pull everything out here and have a full-blown cooking area. Now to make your food and enjoy it, we're also throwing in some cast iron cooking pans and pots, along with camping plates, cups, bowls, utensils, everything so you're fully prepared to enjoy a meal in the middle of nowhere. Now while a kitchen area is totally awesome, we also wanted to add some entertainment, so we custom mounted a 24-inch Vizio Smart TV to the roll bar. Now you can watch the game at your tailgate or play some games at the campsite with the included gaming system with 600 old school games on it. Now you won't see any other Jeep with this setup because it's completely unique to this build. Now with the lockable and adjustable mount, it's going to stay in place when you're bouncing out on the dirt, and when you want to use it, you can pop it out to play some video games or watch the pre-game in the parking lot. Now you also have some overhead lighting on the glass up there, so you can use that to your advantage while you're cooking or change it to have a little dance party in the back with the Bluetooth controller. Now we also have an included Rough Country Telescoping Campsite LED light kit, which is basically a high-powered portable floor lamp. So if you need a ton of extra lighting while you're cooking or hanging out, you've got it with this setup. Now while this will be an absolute blast if camping or tailgating is your thing, probably the best part about this whole setup is that this is going to be self-sufficient thanks to the use of the hybrid motor, so you can go off-grid and hang out like you're at home. I am super pumped about this build. I think it came together very nicely, and I am so excited for one of you to win it. Now again, in order to win this thing, you have to purchase something, and every dollar is counted as an entry. And the more money you spend, the more entries you get, so if you've been waiting on those wheels and tires, this may be the time to do it. so you can get a chance here to win this thing. Now the giveaway starts February 15th and the winner will be announced on Black Friday. You may just be taking home a brand new 4xe. Now also, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, be sure to do that so you can stay up to date on all the fun stuff that we have planned to show you what this rig is capable of, and always keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.